Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, the much-anticipated fantasy romance film featuring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell, has stumbled significantly at the box office. Despite a hefty global acquisition cost of over $50 million by Sony, the film managed to rake in only $8 million worldwide during its opening weekend, with a mere $3.5 million coming from domestic audiences. Critics weren't kind, awarding it a dismal 37% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which certainly contributed to its lukewarm reception. The cinema score for the film was a B-, but further analysis from Screen Engine/ComScore's post-track revealed even more troubling statistics. It received an average of 2.5 stars from viewers, with only 64% expressing a positive opinion and a meager 44% stating they would definitely recommend it to others. This overall performance reflects a profound disconnect between the creative appeal of original films and audience reception. Looking at the audience demographics, Post-Track noted that women comprised 59% of those who turned out to see A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, leading to a mediocre score of 64%. Interestingly, many of those who attended brought along partners or friends, with nearly 40% of attendees being accompanied by others. Strikingly, only 14% of women under 25 who had earlier flocked to see Barbie showed interest in this film, perhaps due to its lengthy runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes, which offered little in the way of romantic excitement. Their rating for the movie stood at only 42%. To provide a personal perspective, I attended a screening yesterday at the Regal North Hollywood, where I found myself among just 10 other viewers. To put this in context, the Saturday matinee I attended for Ron Howard's Eden, which debuted with $1 million in its opening weekend, attracted a far larger crowd. Often, studios lament that negative media coverage contributes to the demise of original films, yet this is not entirely accurate. When creativity shines bright and audiences talk positively about a film, even in the currently streaming-dominated landscape, high-quality projects tend to rise to the surface consistently. While A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is not the most disappointing opening for either Robbie or Farrell, it's undoubtedly subpar for both. For Robbie, the film underperforms in comparison to past flops like Babylon, $3.6 million opening, and Amsterdam, $6.4 million. For Farrell, it sits between Seven Psychopaths, $4.2 million, and Voyagers, $1.4 million. Some might contend that both actors have hit a ceiling for their box office draw in original films, but ultimately, the lack of favorable reviews plays a pivotal role in their performance. In contrast to this, non-star-driven films like Weapons have enjoyed successful openings thanks to remarkable reviews, evidence that quality still attracts an audience. When contrasting A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey with Sony Wayfarer's It Ends With Us, it's important to note that this is a comparison of fundamentally different films. While It Ends With Us is based on a bestseller by Colleen Hoover, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey offers a unique, surreal experience. Despite receiving poor critical reviews at 54%, It Ends With Us managed to gain significant traction at the box office, launching to a remarkable $50 million in the US and Canada. If expectations were high for A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey to garner great reviews, they were likely misplaced. With its stunning cinematography, filmed along California's Highway 5, and the evident chemistry between Robbie and Farrell, one might have expected it to shine at film festivals in the fall, particularly in the context of a competitive adult marketplace. Looking ahead, Warner Brothers is set to release One Battle After Another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and starring Leonardo DiCaprio, which has an estimated budget of $130 million. Interestingly, this film has avoided the festival circuit altogether. We've often reiterated that filmmaking is more art than science, and the frenzy of marketing can occasionally obscure the true essence of a film. When tackling an original, ambitious project, Keeping production costs manageable is crucial. Sony managed to produce A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey with a relatively low net cost of $45 million, having co-financed 30% with TSG after acquiring the rights from 30 West and Neon. The global marketing budget was set at under $20 million, and the film was crafted over an 8-week shoot in the spring and early summer of 2024, without significant issues. Additional filming took place to enhance its commercial viability. The screenplay, written by Seth Reese, made the 2020 blacklist with 14 votes, hailed as beautiful from various sources. However, many other studios were hesitant due to its artistic nature. Ultimately, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey aligns more with the aesthetics of Sony Pictures classics, presenting an introspective exploration of two potential lovers contemplating their futures after a wedding encounter. Matches with promotion should also be highlighted, as Elizabeth Moss reportedly expressed interest in the project, speaking to its indie roots. Farrell was on board before Robbie, having previously collaborated with Kogonada on A24's After Yang, which had a disappointing financial return. A significant factor in the film's auction was Kogonada's final cut privileges. While some believe he might have overstepped in crafting a film aimed at a female audience, many others praise him as a visionary talent, firmly backed by Sony in his artistic choices. "He's like a painter," expressed one supporter. Audience testing indicated that viewers struggled with the pacing and the film's somewhat cool tone. I personally found it quite warm. The film's initial release date of May 9th was pushed back to ensure readiness. However, the collaboration between Sony's Motion Picture Group chairman Tom Rothman and Kogonada was constructive and cordial, without any major disputes present. The final product, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, emerged as a reflective, dialogue-heavy piece rather than a spirited, light-hearted romantic film that female viewers generally gravitate towards. This was evident from the audience feedback. Several believe that blending elements of fantasy and drama poses challenges for box office success, as observed in the lackluster performances of similar films in the past. Sony's marketing campaign emphasized the joy of falling in love, pairing a trailer featuring Gracie Abrams' I Miss You, I'm Sorry, with visual nods to films like The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, while their previous campaign for the more somber It Ends With Us performed well. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey lacked a loyal following from platforms like TikTok, making direct comparisons unfitting. Sony attempted to capitalize on the chemistry between Robbie and Farrell, both of whom are known for their low-key social media presence, pairing them up for promotional activities similar to strategies used in the past for other stars. Unfortunately, this approach did not catch fire as anticipated. At the film's premiere in New York City, Farrell was seen alongside Dude with a Sign, suggesting attempts to create buzz around the event. Despite the film boasting an impressive social media reach of 266 million across platforms, it still fell short in comparison to the reach of It Ends With Us, which garnered 377 million, indicating possible reservations among audiences. When a film launches with such a low box office return, anticipated rejection from viewers makes marketing efforts feel futile. Looking to the future, both Robbie and Farrell appear to have brighter prospects ahead. Robbie will star alongside Jacob Elordi in Emerald Fennell's adaptation of the classic Wuthering Heights, set for release around Valentine's Day. Meanwhile, Farrell is garnering acclaim for his role in Edward Berger's Netflix title Ballad of a Small Player as the early awards season approaches. In summary, Sony is committed to not giving up on creating original films targeting female audiences, despite the challenges faced in this instance.